This is the At Home with Zac
and TT for the Millwall drive home, reporting on the game that just finished at the Den. Millwall 0.
Derby 1.
Jesus, Millwall, you're trying to kill me here. We get back. To be fair, there couldn't be any more of a Millwall day than the worst Derby side I've ever seen. And I mean that. That's the worst Derby side I have ever seen, because they've normally got good footballing sides. They normally play decent football. They had one decent player in Zac. Other than that, it was a woeful, like I said, a woeful Derby team, and we managed to look worse than they did.
Somehow.
Fans back in the ground. Obviously, there's going to be an absolute media storm coming our way. I was going to say another word beginning with S, and then storm. And then we go and put in an absolute abject, inept performance where, yes, if we, again, it's tiresome, I'm repeating myself, but if we take our chances, then we win the game, because Derby score with their only chance. There's no getting around that, and even that was a pretty nothing chance that we've kind of helped give them. Poor defending has led to a bit of poor goalkeeping, and then a foul probably should have been given on Bart, but we're not going to get them. And then, from a game where there's nothing in it, it probably should have finished 0-0. We've ended up losing it again, and that's now 8 games without a win, and that's not good enough. A loss followed by 5 mundane draws, a decent performance at Blackburn, but we lose. And then today, we lose and we look poor. That's just not good enough. We started with Bartosz Bliakowski in goal. We had a back four of Marlon Romeo right back, Murray Wallace left back, Jake Cooper returning, and Sean Hutchinson in the middle. In front of them, we had Ryan Woods and Ryan Leonard, Shane Ferguson out on the left, Jed Wallace out on the right, Ben Thompson just behind Matt Smith. And to be honest, it didn't work at all. I've been asking for Matt Smith to be in the team, but his lack of movement, his lack of, pressing does slow the rest of the team down. But we don't have anybody else. J-Bod's a complete waste of space for me. He's a waste of a Millwall shirt. I'd rather play George Alexander all day long than that. But our lack of movement up front, it costs us. And, Ben Thompson's well off his normal standards, although he'd done a couple of bits decent in the match. His control at times was not good enough. But we did create the first chance of the match. Endeavour and Desire by Jed, who also looks shot to bits, looks like he needs a rest. But Jed wins the ball, kind of chests it through the two Derby players. He cuts it back in.
He really runs. Yeah, he sprints to get the ball.
He cuts it in between his legs, and then he's left one-on-one with the goalkeeper. And, he hits a good shot with his left foot. It's not his strong foot, but it's a brilliant save by Marshall in goal.
You would have wanted Jed to, because their keeper was already going that way. If he just took it back with his left foot, I think he would have beaten the keeper and scored.
He could have done, but he didn't. And then, you're looking at that thinking we should have taken the lead, but both teams didn't create anything really today. Leonard for me looked dreadful. So many misplaced passes, and I don't know whether it's fatigue, because every team's got it, and every team we come up against doesn't look as tired as we do. But I know that they're having to play more games. Other teams have bigger squads. But, Leonard started really badly, and that put us on the back foot. But then on the 23rd minute, Jed plays the ball into Romeo. Nice little bit of work. Thompson runs near post, gets his foot on the ball, but I think it was blocked.
I remember the commentator saying it was actually exactly the same, whereas as Gary Rowett's
first game in charge against Stoke. Yeah, he did, and he'd done that little back flick against Stoke, but wasn't to be today. And then that was pretty much it for the first half. I remember Derby having a shot that was well over, but they didn't create anything, Derby. And obviously they came for a point and walked away with all 3. Half-time came and went. No sub straight away, but on the 52nd minute, Jed does a really good bit of movement down the right, he chips the ball rather than crosses it. He chips it to the back post, which means that Matt Smith's got to put power into the header at the back post. Doesn't quite get enough, and it's saved easily enough. It was going in the top corner, but it's got no power in it. Saved easily enough by the goalkeeper. Then we get a free kick on about the hour mark. it's, you just think, it was a good run by Romeo. Romeo started the ball on the halfway. He does his little Romeo shuffle,
Just shimmy.
the little shimmy, gets to the edge of the box, he's brought down, and then Jed and Ferguson are standing over the ball, and Ferguson clips it into the wall, hits it into the wall, then falls to Leonard out right on the...
No, Shane Ferguson had another driven shot which went nowhere into defender.
It comes out
bounced
to Leonard.
out to Leonard. He has a shot and it's about a metre or two away from the goal. Driven along the floor as well.
Yeah, and then on obviously the 65th, 67th minute, we concede a goal, and it's a dreadful goal to concede from a Millwall point of view. The ball's played into the back post where Waghorn's all alone. He does a fat boy header that goes nowhere, straight at Bart. Bart, for some reason, parries it. Again, that's the second time in 2 games.
He's either got to hold it or just punch it to nowhere.
Parries it out. It's poor goalkeeping. There's no getting around it. He parries it out into the middle of the pitch for the on-rushing Derby player who gets his foot on the ball first. Kazim actually interferes with Bart. It's a foul, but it's not going to be given, not for Millwall anyway.
And also, I don't think that would normally be given as a foul against really any team.
I don't know. He collides with the goalkeeper as the goalkeeper's trying to make a save. It could be. It could. Believe me, I feel if it happened at the other end, it's probably going to be given a foul. But it's, everything. When you're on a bad run, everything kind of goes against you, and it's hard to be positive. And today, I really can't take any positives out of that. Tyler Burey come on and got fouled twice for 2 bookings. I don't like the diving afterwards, but the rolling. But he was caught both times. He showed a bit of pace. But there's very, very, very few positives I can take out of it at the moment. And we go to QPR again, another team struggling towards the bottom end of the table. And, I wasn't really looking up. You kind of, after this stage of the season, you kind of see where you are. But with this form, there's no doubt about it. Winning 8, your relegation form, and we've got to turn it around. Yes, we've had bad injuries. We've lost key players in Zahor, and obviously Parrott's been out.
We've missed Zahor so much.
But we shouldn't. He's only just come in, so you can't be, bigging him up too much. It's just things have got to change. We're not breaking the lines. The movement up front is not good enough, no matter who's there. There's no one running for the players that have the ball in midfield. One thing that that movement I can remember was Parrott does run to the corner of the box. Woods makes a brilliant little flicked ball over the top, and then Parrott kind of gets bundled over by the defender. On another day, again, it's a 50-50, could be a penalty, but we're just not getting it at the moment. And things like that, when you're in a bad run, things don't go your way, and it's hard to be positive. We are lucky that, Zac was saying, I'm kind of glad I'm not there today. I wasn't. I got really emotional hearing Let Them Come, and then the noise in the ground. It was so good to hear, and I can't wait to get there on Tuesday. And I'll be making as much noise as I possibly can. If I can sing for the whole 90 minutes, I'll try. But I've got such a big voice that I might not have no voice left for the drive home afterwards.
He'll be like this.
Yeah, afterwards, the drive home afterwards. But thank you very much for watching. It's hard to be positive at the moment, but we're going to get to go to the game, and I've got to feel fortunate and thankful that we're one of the lucky ones. Thanks for watching. Like the video if you can. Put your comments. What do you think's going wrong? There's plenty going wrong at the moment, but we'll end it there. No one likes us.
We don't care.